Okay, so are you ready for this?
I am definitely ready.
All right, let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into a Serie A matchup,
Sounds good.
Napoli versus Venezia.
All right.
And we'll be looking at it through the lens of a pre-match analysis that we have.
Okay.
So Napoli are trying to, maintain their title hopes, keep those alive,
Yeah.
while Venezia are fighting to get themselves out of the relegation zone.
Right.
But this is not just your classic David versus Goliath story.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of really interesting narratives here.
I think so too.
One that really stood out to me was Napoli's home record against Venezia.
Okay.
They are undefeated since 1942
Wow.
at home.
That's a long time.
I know. That's impressive.
It is.
And there's also a Napoli player on a hot streak.
Ooh.
And we'll talk about him in a bit. But he could be the key to breaking down Venezia's defense.
I'm intrigued.
So let's unpack this.
Yeah, let's get into it.
What jumps out at you right away when you look at this matchup?
Well, what really fascinates me about this one is how it pits Napoli's strengths directly against Venezia's weaknesses.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Like you said, Napoli are coming in hot
Yeah.
off of 2 away wins.
Right.
And they are hungry.
To close that gap.
Exactly. They want to close that gap on the league leaders.
Yeah.
And plus, they have a history of just steamrolling newly promoted teams.
Right. So that's important to remember.
It is.
That Venezia, they moved up from Serie B.
Yes, exactly.
So they're considered a newly promoted team.
They are.
Okay. So that helps explain the newly promoted thing.
Right.
So you're saying those wins against similar teams are a sign that Napoli, maybe they know how to exploit,
Yeah.
the tactical weaknesses of teams
Right.
who are adjusting to Serie A.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting.
And then there's Napoli's defense.
Oh, yeah. Their defense is,
It's a wall.
yeah,
It's the best in Serie A this season.
it's the best.
They've barely let in any goals. So how does Venezia even begin to counter that?
Well, they did have that 3-match unbeaten run recently.
They did.
That got them off the bottom of the table. So does that give them any kind of psychological edge, do you think?
Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
But let's remember, their away record is the worst in the league.
Yeah, that's not good.
Not good at all. They haven't won a single game on the road.
Oh, wow.
And to make matters worse,
Oh.
they've never beaten Napoli away.
Never.
Ever.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That is daunting.
It is.
So are you thinking,
Well,
they might come into this match playing super defensively, hoping to maybe just snag a draw?
it wouldn't be surprising,
Yeah.
but even a draw would be a massive achievement for them.
Right.
Think about it. They need back-to-back wins
Wow.
for the first time in over 2 years.
Okay, so let's dig into this a little bit.
Okay.
This whole defensive battle a bit more.
All right.
So, Napoli has shut out Venezia in 3 of their last 4 meetings.
Yep.
And we know that Venezia has the leakiest defense on the road
Yes, they do.
this season. So is there anything that Venezia can do to kind of flip the script?
It's a tough ask.
Yeah?
Napoli's defensive discipline
Yeah.
is
They're a
incredible.
well-oiled machine.
It is. They've
Yeah.
only conceded multiple goals twice this season.
Wow.
They rarely make mistakes.
So if we're talking about potential upsets,
Yeah.
then
Right.
Venezia would need to pull off something pretty extraordinary.
Yes,
Maybe capitalize on a rare defensive lapse
exactly.
like Napoli.
And speaking of extraordinary, let's talk about Andre Frank Zambo Anguissa.
Yes.
This guy.
This is the player you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
The one on the hot streak.
Yes. He's been on fire for Napoli,
Okay.
scoring in his last 2 games.
Wow.
And get this, when he scores,
Yeah.
Napoli almost always wins.
Really?
It's a statistically significant trend.
So it's more than just the goals themselves.
I think so.
It's like his scoring almost sparks something in the whole team.
Precisely, his energy seems to be contagious.
Interesting.
Now, on Venezia's side,
Okay.
we have Michael Ellertsson.
Okay.
He's been instrumental in jump-starting their attack.
All right. So he's a player to watch.
He is.
But can he make a difference against a defense as solid as Napoli's?
I mean...
Especially considering Venezia struggles to score away from home.
Right. That's the million-dollar question.
It is.
Can he replicate his recent success at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona?
That's the question.
It's a tough task, but
Yeah.
if anyone can do it, he might be the one.
So we've got this unstoppable force meeting this immovable object,
Classic.
Napoli's relentless attack and their fortress-like defense up against Venezia's desperate need for points
They need those points.
and their, seemingly impossible search for an upset.
Yeah,
It's quite a story.
it is.
I'm excited to see how this all plays out.
Me too.
So this is where it gets really interesting for me.
Okay.
Can Venezia, despite their historical struggles
Yeah.
and their troubles playing on the road, can they exploit any cracks in Napoli's armor and pull off the impossible?
It's possible.
Or will Napoli's dominance, especially at home,
Yeah.
be just too much to overcome?
We'll have to wait and see.
What a fantastic question to ponder.
I know, right?
This match is shaping up to be a real nail-biter.
Absolutely.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
It was a good one.
Until next time.
See ya. Bye. Bye.